There's a truth we need to be honest about. In a world filled with noise, pressure, and endless distractions, it is possible to slowly drift away from God without even realizing it. Not because you rejected Him, but because you became distracted from Him. And here's the most important thing. You can still go to church, still sing songs, still lift your hands, and yet your heart can be far away. Drifting from God doesn't usually happen suddenly. It happens quietly. A little less prayer, a little less hunger, a little more distraction. Until one day, you realize the distance didn't happen overnight. It happened slowly, silently, almost unnoticed. And so here are 6 quiet signs that your heart may be drifting from God. Number 1, prayer feels like a duty, not a relationship. There was a time you couldn't wait to talk to God. Now, it feels like something you have to do, not something you want to do. You still pray, but your heart is not fully there. You rush it, you repeat words, but the connection feels distant. And here is the truth. When prayer becomes an obligation, relationship begins to weaken. So ask yourself honestly, am I still talking to God or just fulfilling a routine? Number 2, you run to people before running to God. It's not wrong to seek help from people, but something shifts when God is no longer your first response. Bad news comes, you reach for your phone. Confusion comes, you scroll for answers. Pain comes, you seek distraction. And slowly, God becomes your last option. Yet God may be waiting, not as a last resort, but as your first refuge. So pause and ask, who do I run to first when life shakes me? Number 3, sin no longer troubles your conscience. This is one of the most dangerous places to be. Not that you fell, but that you stopped feeling it. What once made you uncomfortable now feels normal. Excuses begin to rise. Everyone is doing it. It's not that serious. God understands. But the real danger is this. When conviction fades, direction begins to fade too. A sensitive heart is still alive, but a numb heart is quietly drifting. Number 4, you feed your flesh more than your spirit. Whatever you feed grows, and whatever you starve weakens. Many are feeding their minds daily with noise, entertainment, and endless distractions, but giving God only leftover moments. And then they wonder why temptation feels stronger, why peace feels weaker, why the spirit feels dry. Your spirit cannot survive on leftovers. It needs consistent feeding, consistent time, consistent presence with God. Number 5, God's voice feels distant because other voices are louder. God is still speaking, but the question is, are you still listening? Because life is noisy now. Opinions everywhere, social media everywhere, fear everywhere, comparison everywhere. And slowly, those voices become louder than God's whisper. But here's the truth. God doesn't compete with noise. He speaks in stillness. So maybe the question isn't, God, where are you? Maybe it is, when was the last time I became quiet enough to hear you? Number 6, you look spiritually alive outside, but feel empty inside. This one is painful. You still show up. You still smile. You still post scriptures. You still encourage others. And people think you are fine. But inside, something feels empty, dry, disconnected, far. And the hardest part is, no one sees it but you and God. Because spiritual appearance is not the same as spiritual intimacy. And God is not impressed by performance. He is after presence. As I conclude, this is not a message of condemnation. It is an invitation. Because sometimes we don't fall away from God suddenly. We drift, quietly, slowly, almost unnoticed. But here is the hope. No matter how far you feel, you are never too far to return. Because God hasn't moved, and His arms are still open. Always. If this message spoke to your heart, don't just scroll away from it. Take a moment and ask yourself, God, where do I truly stand with you? And if you believe someone else needs this reminder, share it with them. You never know whose heart God may be trying to reach through you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more faith-filled messages that draw us closer to God. God bless you, And remember, no matter how far you've drifted, the journey back to God is always open.